Apoorva, thank you so much for joining me. So, you have an interesting approach to education, which is really combining both training as well as certification. And certification is an important component of the whole education value chain because people get lots of degrees, but employers have to verify whether those degrees are real. And and that's a big industry in itself. So, tell us about what got you into it. I mean, both the training part as well as the certification part.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Govind, first of all, for having me on the show. So basically, we started with the training part with a program called CETA, which is Certified Emerging Technologies Analyst, and we were teaching no code, AI, blockchain, cybersecurity, cloud computing, all these new age emerging technologies to students, and we were doing a lot of B2B2C tie-ups, not only with the colleges, universities, and going to the students, but also with employers and HRs, and also teaching to the employees in the organization these technologies. So we were doing that, and when we were working, especially the other co-founder Shivani, she's from the education background. I'm more from a finance and tech background. Given that I'm from IIT and I'm gold medalist, so she basically was a chief engagement officer at the Atlantis University in Miami, in Florida. She saw this problem firsthand about forged degrees, forged certificates, especially in the people that go for the study abroad segment from emerging markets to developed markets. And this becomes a huge issue when they were asked about transcript verification. Not only the students sometimes fake, even the agents help them fake this because of the commission that they will get when the student gets into the universities. So we saw this problem, and then we met a couple of companies in the transcript evaluation or transcript verification space. We did a huge MOU with a third largest transcript verification company in the US, which goes by the name IEE, International Education Evaluation, which is under NACIS, National Accreditation of Credential Evaluation and Services, a global body. So they said they are not using blockchain technology per se right now, but we saw it as one of the use cases of the blockchain technology, where if once the records are put on the blockchain by the issuing institute or authority, it can be there forever, and it remains there as a mark of authenticity, so that it can be proved in the future to anyone that yes, this person has done this in this course from this in this company, or this in this university, or this in this job, and this in this company, and this in this capacity, etc. So we saw blockchain technology being able to use in that format, and since we saw this problem and we got into connect with this company, so we thought let's do that, and it's a similar client base that we have. So that's okay. I mean, university and employer, so this solution was fitting in their domain as well, because even employers say people lie a lot in their CVs. The CHRO say they lie to the teeth in their CVs. So we thought that yes, we can do something great in this, and can make a verifiable credential sort of a business
Right.
in this domain. Yeah.
And who was your first client, and what did they want specifically, and where is that relationship today?
Absolutely, yeah. So it's very interesting. Like, we started the other way around. So our first client became this IEE company. We signed an MOU with them, I think 1.5 years back. So they came to India. They were coming for a conference. Also, we were there in the conference. We met them. We did our talk there, and then we end up like signing an MOU with them. And the thing was, they have a lot of students coming from Telangana, Hyderabad region, Andhra region, going to the US for the study abroad, right? For their masters. Now it's a huge thing there. I mean, it's kind of a culture there. Like, a lot of Punjabis go to Canada, a lot of these Andhra, Telugu people go to US for study abroad. Now, they're basically, they told us, why don't you help us get into some of the universities and help us, actually starting from people who are going for the study abroad segment, have their degrees and certificates or transcripts directly on the blockchain, and then we will verify it on chain there in the US. They then put their evaluation report and verification report on the blockchain, which is then tested by the US universities. So that's how it
Nice.
happened with IEE. And in India, we worked with BVRIT, CMR said these are the big universities in the Hyderabad, Telangana region. there we started working with them. We are still working with them on the study abroad. So now, in fact, on the CETA program as well. So yeah, so the situation has grown bigger, and now we are working with 20 plus universities in India, including GD Goenka, Galgotias, and all of them. We have signed MOUs, MIT University. So some universities in the Noida, NCR, some in the Hyderabad, Telangana, down south, and some in the Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow, in the northern region like Papa
Right.
Banarsi Das and all of them. So that's where we are. Yeah.
Right.
We have
And I'm
done
going to ask you,
25,000 credentials on the chain. Yeah. So
you said 25,000?
yes, already done.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to come to the operational side of how this thing works. But before that, you're saying that your first business opportunity was actually cross-border. And today,
Yeah.
is it a combination of cross-border and within the country?
It is definitely a combination, but I would say it's more 60% outside, 40%
Hmm.
India, or maybe like 65% outside, 35% India. So
Got it.
today we work with companies like I Capital Ventures, EIC Corporations in the France, Paris, Paris, France, basically. So where the diploma certificate of their students that they give for the finance and fintech courses that they teach, we put them as e-sealed on the blockchain, all their degrees. We also work with some of the clients in the Southeast Asia side, Singapore, Indonesia. Then we also work with some of the clients in the UAE side, the EST Fab and all of them. So yeah, so that's what they are. And in India,
Got it.
we are now working with the, very closely to be starting working more so with the AKTU University in Lucknow, which is a big university with 400,000 students in the university alone. So yeah, so we have clients, but mostly our good revenue base comes from outside, little more than half,
Got it.
65% revenue.
And you sort of walk us through how it works operationally. So when you sign up with a university, so how do you embed yourself in the process? At the point, I'm assuming the certificate or the graduation certificate is generated. Where do you come in, and what happens after that?
Sure. So we tie up and we speak and we do all the work with the COE department, which is Controller of Examination Department, or sometimes in a couple of universities, it was under the registrar's office directly. So there, once we sign the MOU and everything, we train their clerks to use our web application, which is www.edubookeseal.org
Mm.
or .com. So there,
Uh-huh.
it's very simple and straightforward for them. It's like it takes like 1 to 2 days to teach them maximum, and then they are just through and through frequently. So they go online. They We tell them a format to create a zip file in which there are two files: Excel file in which they keep the records of the students and the degrees they have to be allocated, and the PDF files, which is basically the certificate itself. So that they have to just do a zip, and they have to just upload it on our portal as a zip file, and then do a couple of clicks here and there with the wallet and all those blockchain specific things, which we are trying to do account abstraction so that they don't have to click on the wallet and all that with the
Mm.
Algorand blockchain. So we are doing the account abstraction also. That means like a web 2 interface, like a Gmail and simple university ID, they can log in and do that. So simple,
Uh,
they log in, they put the zip file and everything, and then they click on submit. Within 5 minutes, around 1,000 records go on the blockchain, one by one certificate. Each of them is uniquely hashed, and everything else is automated. And all the blockchains are on all the certificate then go on the blockchain. To verify it, anyone, the student, other universities, other employers who want to check it, they can go to edubookeseal.com/verifier. And in that, just upload the certificate sent to the university or the employer from the student side. And once they upload the certificate and click on check the record on the blockchain, they can see exact report whatever was put by the university, basically that this university put this record of this student on the blockchain at this time and this date with the timestamp, and this is the hash of the document, and this is the degree, and they can actually see the certificate also in the digital format. So that's how it works.
hmm.
It's a simple web interface, and the COE just works on that. The clerks
Right.
in that
And
department.
right. And how does the blockchain part specifically work?
Sure. So basically, there's a algorithm called a hashing algorithm. It's SHA-256 function. So it's an
Mm-hmm.
irreversible function, meaning each document, it be a PNG file, JPEG file, PDF file, or even a video, can have one unique alphanumeric hash. It's a big number, like 1622 digits, but an alphanumeric hash. Each document will have a unique hash. And it's an irreversible function, meaning from the hash, you cannot generate the document back. But
Right.
if you temper the document, even by a dot, if you change anything, the hash will change. Meaning,
Hmm.
once this institute has uploaded the actual truth, genuine certificate on the blockchain, the hash is generated, it is written on the blockchain, meaning the transaction goes on the blockchain, it's etched there forever. In the case of Algorand, for example, you can check it on their Algo scan, like their Algorand scan
One.
thing. Like this university put this blockchain certificate there at this in this time. If the certificate has been tampered with, that the students sent to the university for cross-checking when they do go to study abroad or for transcript verification, if that is tampered with, the hash of the document that the student has sent and the university has uploaded will not match. And in our program, in our system or itself, it will say either the certificate is tampered with or the certificate was never on the blockchain. So these
Hmm.
are the two things. But since we are doing a lot of B2B collaboration, so most of the times it is like certificate has been tampered with. So that's how the fraud can be caught. And but
Hmm.
it's safe because from the hash you cannot generate back the document. So it's also safe in that regard.
You're saying that there are still cases where you've already uploaded it on the blockchain, and yet people are submitting certificates which are not the same as the original.
Yes, yes. There are now less such cases in our situation, maybe like
Hmm.
1 to 2%, because we already tell the university and to tell the students and all of them that we are now putting it on the blockchain. You cannot, if you tamper with anything, you will be
Win.
caught barehanded. So it's like very few cases, maybe like 10, 20 out of that 25,000 something. But most of them are in compliance, so that should not be an issue.
Right. And I'm assuming, or it's a question, students or potential employees can actually give this blockchain link or address
Yes,
for
yes, yes.
employers to verify themselves. I mean, so they don't
Absolutely,
even have to submit another set, which again will be compared with the
absolutely.
original and so on.
Absolutely. So there comes our second most revolutionary product, a B2C product called True CV. True CV,
Hmm.
where each credential that you mention on the CV is on the blockchain and also verified by the credential issuer one by one on the blockchain. Let me quickly walk you through that. So what I
Yeah.
told you till now is a B2B solution where we work with universities and employers to put one certificate or a club certificate of those students one time. But each student has got other certificate also, 10th, 12th, this certificate and internship and all of that, right? So that makes your CV. Now then we tell the student it's kind of a verifiable LinkedIn profile. So at www.edubooktruecv.com
Hmm.
is the web address. So there they go and or they can download our Edubook app on the Android and iOS. So they can download that app and then go to True CV and then start creating the True CV. 2, 3 unique things. They write their name, email address, all of that in a simple interface. They click on self-attested, each and everything that they write. This self-attestation goes on the blockchain and the backend. Blockchain is a very good backend technology, not so much
Hmm.
in the front end. So that goes on the backend, like the student has approved that yes, his name is this, self-attested, and this is this date, and this is this type. So self-attested first, then they upload their 10th, 12th certificates. We are also tied up with DigiLocker now. So most of the education certificates from 2010 onwards, we can do via API tracking, quick verification. And the other certificate, we have to actually take help for third-party background verification companies or the actual issuer of the certificate, like a CFA Institute degree or other something degree. So then the CFA Institute, for example, I'm a CFA chart holder. If I upload my level 3 mark sheet or basically the passing certificate or the charter, then CFA Institute, I have the email ID, so I can just write that email ID and automated email goes from our system to their CFA Institute, and they can open and then click and check the actual certificate that the student has uploaded via a simple link that goes within that email. Or everything is
Hmm.
automated, and they can click on the link, and there are two buttons: accept or reject. If they accept, in the CV it is shown self-attested, comma approved. If they reject, self-attested, comma rejected. If they don't do anything or it's pending, it says self-attested, comma pending. So that's the USB, and your skills will be approved by your managers or your bosses in the company that you have worked with from their official email ID. Rest education will approve the education documents, universities, and employers will approve your internships and all the work experience related certificates. So that's a completely verifiable CV on the blockchain, globally award winning. So that's where we are tying up with the DigiLocker. Already done. We have signed the MOU. We're just
Right.
integrating now with them as well. Yeah.
Right, and it's interesting because you're saying that
Shareable link.
it's a long term kind. I mean, I
Yes.
mean, as you said, I think the LinkedIn example is the best one.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
Now,
Verifiable.
tell me about interoperability. I mean, how does this work, and what's the life of this, or how do you guarantee the life of this beyond, let's say, your own company and into the student or the employee's
Sure.
lifetime?
Absolutely. So as long as Algorand blockchain is there, or the blockchain that we are putting our certificates on is there, this will be there forever. There are two things to it. One is, given the DPDP Act, given the GDPR Act, we do not want to store the actual certificate of the student or the actual mark sheet on our servers or our AWS or cloud platforms. What we have done, interestingly, is in India at least to start with, their DigiLocker folder will have these certificates uploaded, or their Google Drive or their Microsoft Drive or their Dropbox Drive. There the certificate lies, and we are now finally building, as we are scaling, the consent management system, wherein till the time the student himself approves that yes, okay, this employer has the right to see my certificate. Once that email goes to the employer, till the time student approves, he or she will not be able to see the certificate. So we are building all of that accessibility, controlled access, given the GDPR and all those compliant things. And once put on the blockchain, it is there forever, as long as the blockchain is there. And probably, like, I mean, it's a good tech, it will be there forever. But if you have to even move somewhere or the other, then we can obviously port it, but it take one-time effort again. But the certificate and all will be there on the student's drive, in the Web2 drive and all. We only record one thing, Govind, in this case, on the blockchain, that this student has self-approved that this certificate is his and this is a genuine one. Secondly, the issuer or the third-party background verification verifier company have in one click approved that yes, this is the case. So these are the two information rather than the certificate. These are the true information or the metadata about that particular credential that stored goes on the blockchain with a timestamp and all. So that can be replicated, and that is something which we can store. So that's not a problem, rather than storing the whole certificate. So, but once done, the good thing is CV is an ever-changing document. You just have to update the document, and the background verification, all of that work for the companies will be very, very sorted. So in fact, we are doing a significantly reduction in background verification. 90% costs come, 95% time saved. Because once on the blockchain, once the CV is created, that certificate is there forever. You can go and click as many times, and as many employees can do it, even if you change jobs. Only thing, once you change job, put your old work certificate there, put your new job there, and all of that. So you have to keep the onus upon yourself to keep your profile updated on your true CV profile. Otherwise, everything is sorted forever here.
Right, and as you look ahead, Apoorva, where I mean, I know this you're operating in the education and let's say early employment space right now, and I'm sure that itself is huge. What's ahead?
Okay, good. So we want to be the one-stop solution for the credential verification globally, wherein anyone going from any country or any university or any employment, they are moving across the world with their credentials. Everything can be tracked on just one true CV or Edbook profile, as we call it, the true CV profile or the Edbook profile of the candidate. Absolutely everything verifiable. So basically, instantly verifiable and globally trustable is the motto of our company in terms of credential verification space. So instantly verifiable, globally trustable, or you can say, uh, you know, um, trustworthy verification across global mobility. So something like that is what our vision is, and we want to be a global company. India is just one market for us for sure, and most of our dollar terms revenue comes from abroad as well. So that's the sweet spot we are in here.
Right, and your principal clients, you would say, are educational institutions, existing as well as future, as in future, or those to whom these students apply for advanced degrees and so on overseas, as well as employers.
Yes. Employers, we have tapped into 10 right now, but we have university 20 plus. And those 10 employers will slowly grow big because, it's kind of a chicken and egg thing. We want to have more students, more CVs on the platform, like
Mm.
from 25,000 to 100,000 or maybe more 500,000 before we pull in more employers to come on board and check these
Right.
credentials. And also one small thing I forgot to answer. We are also finalizing our True Jobs platforms. True Jobs. Basically, we have trademarked all these terms. So it's basically the thing is PRU jobs. So once you apply, the AI will do the job matching with your true CV and the job description. So right candidate gets to see the right relevant job as per their verifiable true CV, and the right employer gets to see the uh, most relevant candidate for their potential interview and employment purposes. So that's the another part that we're getting, and then our system will be completed. B2B, each certificate, club certificate, employer and university. B2C, true CV for the students and employees, and then obviously B2C for the both true jobs, and employers can also pay a subscription and be a part of that. Verifiable background verification, verified profiles on one go. Yeah.
Right. Apoorva, I saw that you were once upon a time an oil and gas analyst at Goldman Sachs. So, what made you leave all of that and set this up and focus and venture into this space?
Okay. So you're done your homework, yeah. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was working with Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, D, showing their quant hedge funds, tracking oil and gas sector, industrials, aerospace, and all of that. So I worked there for 10 years, and then obviously I got married with Shivani, and she saw this problem firsthand. And I, being a topper from universities, I always have something had a passion to do something of my own, and that too in the education sector. But since my wife is from the education sector, 10 plus years of experience in universities and all as a professor, UGC net qualified. So we saw this problem. So then we had some good enough savings, with us. So we said, let's take a plunge and do this. And then we got some grants from government, from blockchains and all of that. So we got good enough money to, even make the product and test it in the market and all of that. So we said, yes, let's do it. And slowly, now we are getting traction, real customers, real life use cases. So now we are happy in that space. But yeah, just starting on my own after 10 years of work experience, with my last in being as practice and financial markets and global data. So I said, yeah, let's start doing it. And Shivani was doing even 2 years before I came full time. So she had
Mm-hmm.
done this. I was helping the tech perspective. And then I thought, let's jump into it full time and then do it more broader way. Yeah.
Great. Apoorva, all the very best to you and Shivani for your venture. And
Thanks.
hopefully, many people will use your blockchain solutions
Absolutely.
to establish their own credentials
Exactly.
and move forward in life.
Yeah, and just the last point, in the age of generative AI, where fake credentials, fake CVs is very easy to create, and even AI generated CVs, this problem is has become even bigger and even more
Mhm.
significant. So this solution is even more relevant to the 10, 20 years where we have to prove that what is real and what is not, because there are a lot of fake profiles on LinkedIn, fake employers, employer ghosting, everything's there. So let's make a platform where real things are separated from the fake things. So that's our vision here broadly. Thank you
Wonderful.
so much.
Apoorva, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Govind. Thanks a lot.